Hi guys, welcome back. In this video we are going to proceed with the next subtopic in 2.2, which is types of probability. As we have been told before, there's three types of probability, but we're going to focus on just two, which is classical and empirical probability. Right? So let us look at classical probability. So we have this as the formula of classical probability. So P, probability of E, denoted as PE, equal to the number of ways the event can occur, denoted as NE, over with the total number of all possible outcomes, denoted as NS. So this probability is called classical probability, and you do not actually perform any experiment, but we just use sample space that we have to determine the chance of an event. So the classical probability assumes that all outcomes in the sample space are equally likely to occur. So this assumption can also be considered as a limitation. The limitation of this probability is the assumption of equally likely outcomes, which is events are having the same chance to occur. Therefore, it could not be applied to any event or any situation or any problem that do not have equally likely outcomes. Moreover, it will also fail when we encounter with a situation that have infinite number of outcomes. So let us try to understand this probability by looking at the example that we have discussed before. So the example of family that has 3 children there. Okay. So previously, we just asked to give the sample space an event. We are not actually asked to find any probability. So for this case, they want us to calculate the probability, right? For the case of the event of 3 children are boys. So what is the probability that this family is having 2 boys and 1 girl? So how do we find it? We already have the sample space before, so we just look at the sample space and find any combination that has 2 boys. So if you look at the sample space based on the previous question, so we have S, right, and when we look at it, we have 3 combinations, 3 possible combinations that can have 2 boys. So we have boy, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, and girl, boy, boy. So how many combinations that we have there? So the possible combination is 3. So if we look at our formula, so the number of event is 3 over with the number of sample space, which is 8. So hence the answer is 3 over 8. Now let's look at the next probability, which is empirical probability. So one way to estimate the probability of an event is through performing an experiment. So we did not performing any experiment for classical probability, but we do it now for empirical probability. So empirical probability relies on actual experience to determine the probability of an event. In other words, it is determined by how often an event has been observed to occur. It is also known as relative frequency or experimental probability. That is the other name for it. So let's look at the formula of empirical probability. So we have the probability of an event, PE, equal to the number of times that event occurred, which is the frequency of an event, denoted as F, divided with the total number of repeated trials equal to the which is the total frequencies denoted as n. So experimental probability is the likelihood of an event estimated by repeating the experiments in a large number of times and observing the outcomes. So let's try to understand this kind of probability, right, through this example. So consider the following. So we have a frequency distribution of blood type obtained from a group of persons. So you have blood type A 25%, blood type B 15%, blood type AB 15%, and blood type O 30%. So the question is, what is the probability of a person has blood A type? We know that if the question asks what is the number of person that has a blood A type, it is 25. But now the answers for the probability. So by using the formula, we know that the number of times the event of blood A type occur is 25, and the total number of frequency is the summation of all blood types frequencies, which is 85. So the probability of a person has blood A type is 25 over 85. So that is the things that we discussed in this video. So in the next video, we are going to talk more on the probability rules. Alright, so till then, thank you.